Chat, 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 chat. Alright, let me do the do, and then we'll begin. As usual. Live. Whoa, I can't spell. Live ranking every Fortnite season. Bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. We can close that. We can pull this up. We can get that up. And then we're golden. We're golden Freddy. Did I just make a FNAF reference on a Fortnite live stream? Shameful. Shameful. It's rewind time. Hi, nobody. Ah, that's hot. Did you get my reference there? How are you doing today, nobody? Hope you are well. Dude, oh my god. Holy Fortnite. Dude, I'm literally Mr. Fortnite. This is Burger Bear. Burger Bear. Burger Bear. Alright. You get it? Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. See, it sounds like I'm saying nobody gets it, but nobody gets it. Alright, let me check a few things. And then we'll begin. What the hell? Yo, I checked Twitter for a second. They're already spoiling the new season. Why'd they release a trailer for it? What the heck? Is that the guy from Fortnite? It's the Fortnite guy. Yo, what are they doing? We still have 5 days until the new season. Why are they posting a gameplay trailer? Dude, what the flip? What the flip? Why are they... They're spoiling everything. Dude, what the hell? That's so lame. Epic. What the heck? Holy mid. That's so... Alright, look. It's one thing whenever they post, like, an event trailer. To post gameplay of the new season 5 days from release is crazy. Why would they do that? That's so stupid. Anyway. Speaking of stupid, Fortnite Seasons tier list today. Let me change the background music, and then we'll begin. This might be my favorite music, like in all of Fortnite. The Chapter 7 login music. It's just so peak. Alright, I think levels are good. Let's begin. Oh! Let me make sure. And chat's working. Perfect. So, here's the tier list. We've got every season here, including Showdown. Let's just begin with the... Well, it's not the preseason. Season 1 of Chapter 1. Alright. The game was still getting its footing. You know, they were still finding out what worked, what didn't work. I'm going to be honest. This might be an unpopular opinion. You know, obviously because they were still finding their footing, I'm not going to rank it that high. I can't put it into D tier because it's literally the first season. But, you know, compared to what we have nowadays and what we would get after the season, it's, you know, it's obviously not great. Season 2. First Battle Pass. I think I'm gonna put it B tier. It's mid. Pretty mid. Mid-season. Not bad, just mid. Season 3 is when I really started to get into the game. Should we include Save the World? That's a good question. Once I get through all the seasons, I'll see if I want to add Save the World. But yeah, Season 3 is when I really started to, you know, take the game seriously. I'd put it into A tier. The hype around this season, you know, not the hype. The like for me, this is the season that really like everybody knew Fortnite in season 3, and it only continued to grow until, you know, later seasons. But like seasons 2 through like 5, like everybody was talking about Fortnite. Everyone was playing Fortnite. It was incredible. Like it was on the news constantly. Oh my god. Anyway, season 4, A tier. In fact, I'm gonna move 3 down to B tier, just because I think A is better. 4 is better. This is when the storyline really started to get kicked in with like the Visitor, the Visitor, the Meteor. The Battle Pass is pretty solid, but you know, I don't want to comment on the Battle Passes too much because I would like to do a separate stream on that. We'll see. But yeah, very solid season. Same with 5. I might put 5 over 4, to be honest. Purely because of like getting a new biome was insane. And like the summer vibes with like lazy links and the golf carts. Oh my god. Incredible. What a time. Season 6 was definitely a step down for me. I would still put a B tier. Yeah. I think B tier is good for Season 6. Season 7, I'll put bottom of A tier. I still enjoyed this season, and it is the season that gave us creative mode, which I'm a big fan of. But it wasn't, you know, didn't reach the same highs as these two did. But, you know, you gotta love Season 7 for the winter vibes. Season 8, again, I have to put A tier. The unvaulting event was crazy at the time. And again, getting the jungle biome. What's the one with mechs? Season X. We'll get to Season X, don't worry. I have opinions on that one. Season 9. Probably put above Season 2. I wasn't a big fan of this one, I'll be honest. Looking back, it's fine. So I'll put it above 3, actually. And I'll move 2 down to C tier. Yeah, I think the event at the end of the season definitely carried this one for me. Leading into Season X, I know a lot of people didn't like Season X because of the mechs. Obviously, I didn't like the mechs either. Nobody did. But, dude, the story really kicked into gear this season with like the scientist. We were learning more about the 7, the 0 point. Good map changes the entire season, like Starry Suburbs, peak POI. Like, I don't think Season X was as bad as people say. The mechs did definitely hurt it, but I think people are a little too harsh on that one. So I'm gonna put Season X. Honestly, I'm going to move these two up, and I'm going to put X at top of A. Fortnite has a story? Oh, nobody. Nobody. You. Oh, don't make me go on a tangent about the story. You know. Nobody. Let me show you the Fortnite storyline Google Doc. Look at this. I'm not even done with, like, Chapter 5, and it's already up to, 50 pages. Yeah. Fortnite has a story, alright. Oh, yeah. Chapter 2, Season 1. I think it was obviously, you know, a restart from Chapter 1. But I think my main problem with Chapter 2, Season 1 is just that it dragged on for way too long. You know, once we started to get into, like, Valentine's Day, like, that's when it started to, like, drag. And I think that really hurt it. So I'm going to put it C tier. Like, I'm sorry, I was not a fan of this season. It went on for way too long. The only reason I won't put it in D tier is because I do think the Halloween and Christmas events were phenomenal. And, like, getting Star Wars that season, oh, peak. Chapter 2, Season 2. This is probably the most glazed Fortnite season of all time. Understandably so, but I think nostalgia is a big factor in why people look back fondly on this season. Dude, you had to be there. People were really not happy with, like, the lack of content and how long it was. Obviously, it's an S tier season. And, like, the battle pass was good, the map changes were fine, the mythics were fun, the storyline was good, the event at the end of the season was really good. But I don't know. I personally enjoyed seasons 4 and 5 more. Splashdown. This might be an unpopular opinion. But of the seasons we've ranked so far, it's my favorite. Where do I begin? First off, the Battle Pass was fine. Aquaman, I think, was really good. Same with Jules. The loot pool was decent. Really, for me, though, it's the vibes and the map changes. The flooded map, I might say, is, like, the most fun map we've ever had. Just, like, every week seeing the water level drop and seeing how the locations all changed to fit the flood was incredible. Yeah. Just like that first week of the season was so good. Again, the seasons that have strong summer vibes, you can see I really gravitate towards. Nexus War, definitely S tier. I personally would put it above Season 2. Just because I found the story was more consistent and the updates were more consistent. And, like, dude, the Stark Island update, oh, that was massive. That was huge. That was so good. I still remember that update. Yeah, and the event was really good, too. 0 Point, this is our first D tier season. I really did not enjoy this season. The only content we got, like, other than a few new exotics, was collabs. I'm not one to complain about collabs in Fortnite. I think they're fine. Maybe they overdo it a little bit nowadays, but, like, back then, the only content we were getting in this season was collabs, and that was awful. I think people look back way too fondly on this season. What's your least favorite season? Probably Chapter 2, Season 5. Like, the season was called 0 Point, as in it had 0 point to exist. Like, I'm sorry, I did not like this season. Definitely my least favorite of all time. Primal, again, this is going to be another hot take. I don't think Primal was as bad as people say it was. I know, crafting and animals were annoying, but they were trying to go for a specific vibe with this season, and they pulled it off perfectly, in my opinion. I would honestly put Primal, like, top of B tier. Okay, no, I'll put it below Season 6. But yeah, I think, like, most people have Primal in, like, D tier. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I don't think Primal's that bad. The Battle Pass was pretty solid, too. We got Agent Jones, Lara Croft, Cluck. Pretty good Battle Pass. Invasion, I would have to put it above Splashdown. The lore this season, the event, the Battle Pass, the loot pool, again, it had very strong summer vibes. Yeah, Invasion, probably my second favorite season. We'll get to my first in a little bit. Cubed, I feel like Cubed is just the definition of a mid-season. Not as bad as these ones, but not as good as the others. Overall, you know, I think the event at the end of the season definitely hard carries this one. Getting the return of the Seven was so special. And still, in Chapter 7, it still is so special. This season was just fine. Fortnite Mares definitely carried it. Chapter 3, Season 1 is for sure an S tier. Honestly, probably third place. The story was great. The battle pass, like the whole season was themed around the Seven, which is incredible. Spider-Man and his mythic was good. The map was phenomenal. Yeah, definitely S tier. Collision. I said we were going to get to my favorite. This is my favorite. Maybe not in terms of gameplay. I think, it was fine. Tanks and the battle bus were cool. Really, it's the battle pass and the story, like especially the story, that carry the season for me. Collision, my favorite or second favorite event, it flips. It depends on the day. Collision, in terms of story, my personal favorite. This was when Fortnite's story peaked. I don't think we'll ever get to this high again. It was just so good. Vibin was not great. I'll put a B tier just because, it was the conclusion to like the Seven versus IO story, so I can't be too harsh on it, but it wasn't my favorite. Paradise was a mid one again. It was fine. Getting Paradigm as a skin was cool, and Fracture, majorly disappointing. Yeah, Hi, Frick Bears. Yeah, I might move... No, I'll keep those there, because Chapter 3, Seasons 3 and 4 were just mid. Been years since you last played Fortnite? There's been a lot since you last stopped playing. Chapter 4, Season 1 was good. I think it was a good new start to the game. It did, start this trend of only having year-long chapters, which I really don't like. Chapters 1 and 2 had 10 and 8 seasons. I think that's perfect. I hate having only 4, technically 5 and 6 seasons in a chapter. I think that's so lame. And it's limiting for the story, too. We don't get time to bond with the island anymore. It's just gone one day. Still, this season was fun. The map was good. The loot pool was fun. Not terrible. Mega, I might put C tier. I'm going to switch these two. Yeah, Mega was not great. The storyline was terrible. Awful storyline. The map changes were good. Mega City was fine. Battle Pass was pretty disappointing. Not that great. Again, Wilds. This is another one that I think people are way too harsh on. I had fun with Wilds. It was pretty mid. The storyline had its moments. The return of Dr. Sloan was good. The map was fine. People are way too harsh on the jungle and the loot pool. It was a fine season. If I only had like one real complaint, it would be the summer event. And then Last Resort, I might move this one up and put Last Resort top of B tier. This season was fun. I think it's just... Last Resort is just like... It's sandwiched between one of the most hated seasons and one of the most loved seasons with Fortnite OG. So, I think it was good. We got a #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. Get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. My friend just got downed. I revived him. Now we're heading southbound. Now we're in the Pleasant Park streets. Look at the map. Go to the mark sheets. Take me to your Xbox. Play Fortnite today. That's all I remember. Alright, I lied. I said Collision. I said Resistance was my favorite season. Fortnite OG technically is. Like, earlier, I talked about how seasons 3, like Chapter 1, Season 3 through 5 was like everyone was playing Fortnite. Same with Fortnite OG. Like, everyone I knew was playing this season. Like, everyone. It was the most people I've ever seen on Fortnite. And, like, the hype building up to it, and the lead up to Chapter 5, the Battle Pass, weekly updates, even if they were a little disappointing. Like, this amazing season. I have such fond memories with it. Oh, thank you, nobody, thank you. Chapter 5, Season 1. This is another one I think people look back on way too fondly. I'll put it above these two. Because it wasn't as long as Chapter 2, Season 1, which is a plus. The Battle Pass was better. I like Vengeance Jones, Peter Griffin, and Hope. Wherever she is. Right there. There's just something about the vibes of Chapter 5, Season 1. This might sound weird. There's something about the vibes of Chapter 5, Season 1 that just makes me feel sick. Like, not like, oh my god, it's so bad. But like, I don't know. Just the map, the colors, it just makes me feel sick. I don't know why. Maybe I was sick at that time and my brain just associates the two. I don't know. But yeah, not my favorite season. Hi, glitch. Bros notifications do not work. Chapter 5, Season 2. Another D tier. For me, I would say this season is most disappointing in terms of lore. You could have done so much with the gods. So much. And really all they did was like Mega, just another season where it's like, we need to rally up everybody to stop a threat. Like, we should have had... Like, the live event should have been us fighting Zeus. That shouldn't have been a quest. I know we did have a live event, but it was disappointing. It was disappointing. Fella knows ball. Yes, he does. I did see the new trailer. I talked about this earlier when, like, the stream first started. What are they doing, man? We have 5 days until the season. They could have waited a little bit. What are we doing? There's going to be no hype for the next few days if they're just revealing everything now. I'm sure we're going to get more today, too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a cinematic trailer before the event. Like, that's so stupid. What are they doing? What are they doing? Anyway, Wrecked. I think people are harsh on Wrecked. I had fun with it. The lore was good. We got voice lines consistently. The gameplay was a little iffy, but I look back fondly on this season. The 7 Sloan. Yeah, they haven't. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't get a proper 7 suit. But who knows? Hey, Frick Bears, that's fair enough. That's one of the reasons why I'm not putting this season where that did happen in D tier. Because I think the Halloween event was incredible. Absolute Doom. Again, mid. Pretty mid. Battle Pass was good, but that's because I'm a Marvel fan. The event was fine. Yeah, it was just mid. Remix is definitely an S tier season. I think I would probably put it above Nexus War. I loved the colors of this season. Like, it was so vibrant. And I loved, like, the mythics. And, like, just getting to be on Chapter 2 again was incredible. I might move it down, though. Just because it didn't reach nearly the same highs as Fortnite OG did for me. Chapter 6 Season 1 was a really good season. I would probably put it third place in A tier. The Battle Pass was pretty... eh. The lore was fine. The map was beautiful. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might move Remix down to A tier. Like, above Season 6. Because I did have more fun playing these seasons than I did Remix. But the event at the end was good. Oh, well, it's a good thing I did that. Glitch does not agree. Lawless? Again, I think people are a little harsh on this season. It was fine. Pretty dry in the lore department, but, you know. It was fine. I did have fun with this one. Galactic Battle. I won't put it in D tier. Purely because I think it's really cool we got a Star Wars season. They were trying something new with this one. I know people despise Galactic Battle. I would probably put it top of C tier. I had fun with it. I think the event was good. I wish they handled some things better. But overall, it was good. I'm going to move Vibin down. Probably put those there. Super was pretty alright. Pretty good. I liked getting Superman in the Battle Pass. It was fun to play. I wish I got to attend the event. I think that would definitely put it higher. But, you know, it was a good season. Hi, Party Hat. Shock and Awesome. This season had potential, but I feel like they kind of dropped the ball. Probably put it there. Maybe. See, I don't know. It's tricky. I don't know if I enjoyed Mega more than it. I definitely enjoyed it less than these two. But I don't know how much I enjoyed it more. I'll put Mega above it purely because of the map changes. Yeah, that's a tough one. Anyway, the end of this season, the end of Chapter 6, Season 4, started a pretty good run. Simpsons season is S tier. I don't want to hear any complaints about this. Probably here. Yeah, probably 5th place. Top 5 for sure. It was so fun. They tried something different, and it definitely paid off. Chapter 7, Season 1. Dude, oh my god, the hype around the return of the 7. Beautiful. Probably A tier. Like, purely for the lore and the hype moments alone. And then Showdown is on track to be probably top of A tier. We haven't had the event yet, but I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm debating putting it in S tier. I think I will. I'm really tempted to move Chapter 2, Season 2 into A tier, by the way, but I feel like I can't do that without getting murdered. Just, like, looking back on it, I think we've had better seasons. But I won't put it lower just because it does still have a good, fond place in my heart. I probably will put it above Nexus War. Yeah, that's good. And I'll move Splashdown to there. Not above Nexus War, though. Splashdown in S. I'm a big fan of summer seasons, as you can tell. Yeah, as you can tell by these three. And Splashdown, just the vibes of it and the flooded map. Oh my god. And, like, the method with, like, the shockwave launcher and Catty Corner. Yeah. I really enjoyed Splashdown. I'm surprised you're not calling me out for putting Wilds and Primal that high. Most people would have them in like C and D tier, but my only D tiers are Myths and Mortals and 0 Point. Because I think they were boring as hell. Especially 0 Point. This is my least favorite season of all time. Literally the only content we got was collabs. And I get it, that was the point of the season, was bringing in hunters. But I'm sorry, if the only content you're releasing for a season is collabs in the item shop, that's not content. You're a sucker for Primal? Yeah, I think people are way too harsh on it. I didn't find crafting nearly as annoying as people do. Oh yeah. Wilds, I don't know. I enjoyed Wilds more than Mega. For like the lore aspect of it, Dr. Sloan returning is infinitely more compelling to me than just putting together random teams to save Mega City. Plus it had good build up to Last Resort. With like the Eclipse and the Telescope, I liked that. And like piecing together the mystery of like, okay, what's in this jungle? What are we looking for? Yeah, I liked that. Plus, I like the Battle Pass more. Optimus Prime was good. Oh, Frick Bears, we've had many new maps. We've had many new maps. Ooh, earlier, nobody said we should put Save the World in here. I'll do that because I'm nice like that. I don't know. Now, I'll be honest. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm not the biggest fan of Save the World. It's more so I'm just not that into it. Still, I respect Save the World. And whenever I play it, I usually have fun. So I'll probably put it bottom of A tier. You loved Last Resort? Yeah, I liked Last Resort too. You're kind of tempting me to put it in A tier now. I'll put it in A tier. Now we're getting into like the nitty gritty of where do I want to put stuff. I think I'm happy with this. Yeah. The live event of the mech fighting the one-eyed kaiju. I liked that event, but I think it's definitely been topped. Yeah. I think I'm happy with this now. Overall, Fortnite's been doing pretty good lately, with Simpsons, Season 2, Season 1. A little bit of a dip in quality, but you know. As a whole, they've been going steady. Yeah, I won't lie, I wish Last Resort focused more on Cato Thorne and his story, but this is one of the few seasons where I didn't mind the whole, we gotta put the gang together thing, because I think it made sense. We have to put together this master crew of, like, heist people so they can steal the time machine. That made sense to me. Made more sense than Mega. I hated Mega. Transformer skin bundle. That wasn't that long ago, I guess. That's fair enough for the bears. Yeah. It's gonna be very hard for Fortnite to ever top Fortnite OG for me. I don't think they ever will. Same thing with Collision. I don't think they have the resources to do that anymore. Same with these three. And depending on how the event goes on Friday, I might move Showdown up to below Simpsons, but for now I'm putting it there. It can still top the rocket launch. Maybe it can top Season 5, I don't know. Yeah, the event should have been the heist. 100% agree. The bus Transformer skin is fire? I agree. Yeah, it's a good skin. Yeah, Last Resort really would have benefited from having an event. I think that easily could have brought it like above Chapter 1, Season 8. Yeah, Glitch, I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. They did kind of fumble. But, this was the time period when they were still, figuring everything out after Donald Mustard left, and they were divvying up their resources, so I get why we didn't get an event, but it definitely would have benefited from one. For sure. For sure. For sure. I think Chapter 5 Season 1 could have benefited from an event too. Less so than Last Resort, I think, but like, anything's better than, we did it! We saved Peely! Thank you! Anything's better than that. Yeah. Yeah, I would say I'm happy with this tier list. I'm glad we included Save the World. Especially now that it's free to play. Definitely good. I honestly should play more, but I don't know. I feel like Save the World is a very grind-heavy game, and I don't love those. Well, chat, let me check something. We've been going for around 40 minutes. We could do another tier list if you guys want. Because, we haven't been going for too long. I don't know if I'm going to do another stream on Fortnite. Like, tier list-wise. I did float around with the idea... Here, let me pause the music. I did float around the idea of, like, only doing, like, 2 streams on Fortnite tier lists, which would just be this week, this stream, and then another stream later in the week. And then next week we return to FNAF. So we could try to bust out a few more tier lists in this stream, and then finish up next stream. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Because I would be down to do a few more tier lists today. Like, live events, battle passes, every map that's survivable. Fun fact, I recorded like a 40-minute video on that, like, back in the day. But the recording on my PC never saved, so I never got around to making it. I still have the audio file, I think. That really hurt. That one hurt. Yeah, I guess we can do another Fortnite tier list. We'll do events. Nope, that's outdated. Is this one? Yeah, this is a good one. Alright. We'll do an event tier list. Okay, I like the naming they did here, but I'm going to change it just for consistency. Alright, Fortnite events tier list. Let's get the music going. Blast Off, the first official event. I don't know. It was the first event. It was good though. The cube spawning and cube sinking. I don't know. I'll put them in C tier, just because I think the butterfly event is a good event that's like B tier. It's mid. It's not bad. It's not necessarily good. It's fine. It was fine. It was our first look at the in-between and like the 0 point. But, I don't know. It wasn't as good as Blast Off for me. Snowstorm, I would probably put D tier. Nothing really came of it, other than the map being covered in snow and the ice husks, but both of those got removed anyway, so. The New Year's stuff, I'll just throw all of them in D tier. I guess I only have one of them, which is good. Yeah. The New Year's stuff, I'm glad they keep doing it every year. It's a staple of New Year's for Fortnite, in my opinion, but it doesn't really... I mean, they're just fireworks. Marshmello's concert was pretty good. At the time, definitely a... I'll put it in S tier for now. We'll see. I'll probably put it lower, but for now, it'll go S tier. The Unvaulting, I'll put S tier. This was crazy. Insane. Where would you rank the Kraken event? Dude, I would make a new tier for the Kraken event. Final Showdown, S tier, obviously. The End, I have the End above the Final Showdown. I know a lot of people have the Final Showdown as one of their favorites. Me too, but the End just means a lot more to me. Like, the black hole after, crazy. The Star Wars event was fine. It was fine. I'm a Star Wars fan, so I enjoyed it. If I wasn't a Star Wars fan, it would probably be C tier. Astronomical, incredible. So I think I will move Marshmello down now. The Device, I'll put 4th place, because I really like the music for it. The Devourer of Worlds, I used to have it in S tier, but I still will. It was cool. Zero Crisis Finale, I wish they did more story events like this. It was just cool to get like a one-on-one experience with like Jones and the Foundation. So I'll put it there. Rift Tour was... It was good. Rift Tour was fine. Operation Skyfire, probably bottom of A tier. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, the reveal of the cubes was good. And I guess the mothership exploding, but I don't know. I wouldn't put in an S tier personally. Chapter 2 End, I'm going to put it above Astronomical. Definitely, the Chapter 2 End was so special. With like the scene where the scientist and the visitor are flying in and they land on the ground and the music kicks in. It gives me chills, like, literally every time I watch it. Like, those two characters mean so much to me. And that scene was beautiful. Collision topped that one. Purely for the music. Oh my god, the music. Like, the Mecha Team Leader theme mixed with the 7 theme, mixed with the IO theme and the End theme. Beautiful. 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 Perfect event. Fracture. We all know where this is going. I won't put it below the fireworks. But still, nobody liked Fracture. Most notable thing from Skyfire was that one music clip. That is one of my complaints with Skyfire, is the music. I think it was a little lacking. I wish they leaned more into like the IO side of things, but I know why they didn't, so it's fine. Big Bang was cool. I mean, it was just a rehash of the End. But I did like the new stuff. So I'd probably put it there, and I might move this one down to B tier. Pandora's Box. See, the smaller events are where we're going to start to fill up like these later tiers. Pandora's Box was fine. It was fine. The Sandstorm event, I'd probably put in C tier. The Explosion, same. Absolute Doom, I put in B tier, just because I like how it was another community event, like Pandora's Box. Remix, the Prelude was garbage. I actually would put that below the fireworks. Remix, the Finale was great. I would put that S tier. The Confrontation, Dude, I missed this event because I was vacuuming. I was waiting all day for it. I decided, you know what, I'm going to kill some time by doing some chores. I was vacuuming. No, I was cleaning my bathroom with my dad. And then I came out and I was like, oh my god, I missed the event. That's hilarious to me, but, you know, it was cool. Death Star Sabotage was fine. It was fine. Fortnite OG's Blast Off, I'll put below it just because I think the original had more of an impact because it was the first event. But I still liked this one. Super Showdown was a little disappointing. It was a little disappointing, but still, it was cool. Fortnite OG's Cube Spawn, I'm just going to put these with the originals. I don't have that strong opinions on them. 0 Hour? See, this is the thing. Like I said earlier, I go back and forth between 0 Hour and Collision being my favorite. 0 Hour came after such a peak season, led into such a peak season. The storyline was phenomenal. The music, like hearing the Omniverse theme mixed with the End theme, mixed with the Adventure theme, and like the Fortnite endgame moment, and seeing all those collabs come together. But at the same time, I think I liked Collision's more. I think Collision mattered more to me because it was, you know, like, I don't like that I'm doing this, but I think I have to put Collision above 0 Hour. Epic knocked it out of the park with 0 Hour, but I don't know. There's something about Collision that just means so much to me, and I can't really explain it. Where's the Storm event? So, I think the thing you're referring to, Frick Bears, that wasn't like an event per se. It was a game mode. It was its own game mode. Fortnite OG's Ice Storm was pretty disappointing. The Chapter 7 rocket launch, like rocket landing, was cool. I wish... No, I won't finish the sentence. Yeah, it was cool. I'll put it there, and I'll move Rift Tour below it. Yeah, I'm relatively happy with this. Maybe I would switch some stuff in A and B tier. C and D tier I'm happy with. S tier I'm happy with. Yeah, I like this. I like this tier list. I'm happy with it. Yeah. Trying to think of another tier list we can do. Wonder if there's a Fortnite villains tier list. Oh. Nice. Yeah, Frick Bears, you know, Fortnite's free, so, you know. Yeah, we'll do villains, because this is one I've been meaning to do for a while. Yeah. Alright, let's rank some Fortnite villains and general threats. So, the Meteor, I'm going to rank them based on how much impact they had on the story and how much aura they had on the story. The Meteor, pretty important. It brought the Visitor to the island, which kickstarted pretty much all of Chapter 1. So, I would put it in A tier. Plus, it's iconic. The Visitor isn't a villain, so D tier. Kevin? Kevin had aura. I think I might put Kevin in S tier. Iconic. The original Ice King. Probably C tier. I would say I prefer his comic version the most. But they don't have that on here. So I'm actually going to put it B tier. The Prisoner, same thing. The Volcano, destroyed Tilted in retail. set the Devourer free. But I think I'm only going to put it B tier. No, I'll put it A tier because it's iconic. Devourer, I'm going to put B tier. Yeah, the cube is called Kevin. Kevin the Cube. The black hole was iconic. Midas was a good villain. Definitely above the volcano. Yeah. Galactus was good. The destabilizing 0 point in my least favorite season, I gotta put that C tier. Oh, I know who this is. This is Chimera, right? This is the Chimera, right? Right? Chapter 2, Season 7. Maybe? I can't tell what that is. I'm going to assume this is the Chimera from Chapter 2, Season 7. I don't know. I didn't find them that intimidating. The Cube Queen. I gotta put her in S tier. Top of S tier for sure. I'm gonna move the black hole down, actually. Yeah. Sloane. Sloane was a great villain. The Collider was fine. Geno. Geno is the most nothing burger antagonist in history. He's 100% aura and 0% hype moments. Still, I love his design. I love his build-up, even though if the resolution isn't that great. I know he's not dead, but we're not going to see him for a long time, I don't think. I'll put him top of B tier. It's insane that a volcano beats out Geno, but it's the world we live in. The Herald I gotta put, like, top of A tier. I didn't find her the most compelling villain, but she was moving differently. She took out almost all of the 7 and destroyed the island. That's crazy. If there are no Geno haters, I'm dead. Yeah. The Ageless wasn't really much of a threat. I wish he was, but, you know, I like his design. Catothorn, same thing. Yeah, same thing. The Society, I'll probably put B tier, like below the Devourer. They weren't that much of a threat, like not as much as the Devourer, but I do like how we know a lot about them as a faction, like their origins, their members. I like that. The Gods, yeah, Zeus was a threat. And, you know, he did kickstart Wrecked, but I don't know. Megalodon is funny, so I'll put him there. Dr. Doom, sorry, Absolute Doom. Yeah, I guess bottom of B tier. The Night Rose wasn't that intimidating. I like how she was a character throughout Chapter 6, though. Shogun X was fine. I do think I prefer Kato over him. Just because I think Kato is cool, but to be fair, Shogun X did have an event. Kato did not, so... I don't even remember his name. Baron? The Baron? D tier. Very forgettable. Palpatine? He's lucky he's from Star Wars. If Palpatine wasn't from Star Wars, he'd be very low. I'm still going to put him bottom of C tier, actually. Oh, you missed Chapter 6? Bro missed out on peak. Daigo? I love Daigo's story throughout, like, the first 3 seasons. Like, he's the arrogant older brother who wants to save his sister. Next season, he works with Wolf Guy. And, you know, okay, he's starting to slip into anti-hero. Next season, he's a full-on villain. I wish they didn't fumble it with Season 4, but, you know, whatever. Daigo was a good antagonist. I'm gonna do this. Noticing how a lot of the villains are associated with the color purple and red. It's like every chapter for almost everything. Alright, this is the Dark Presence, but in the super event. I don't know. I think the actual Dark Presence is a lot more intimidating. But still, you know, he did more than the Ageless. The Queen... didn't really do anything. In fact, I would put her below the Chimera. The Dark Presence is S tier purely for his design and the event he was in. But I feel wrong putting him above Midas and the Meteor. The hot commander lady at the head of... Glitch, you've got your FNAF brain mixed up with your Fortnite brain. It's OXR, Omnimorph Extermination something. Dark Voyager is S tier. Bro's been moving differently this season. This chapter, honestly. Bro's been collecting all those 0-point shards at a rapid pace. I'm gonna move Sloane down. Love my girl boss. But, I don't know. I'm gonna move the Queen down, because she really didn't do that much when you think about it. But still, she's the leader of the last reality, so... Oh, the Nothing isn't on here. I'm just now realizing. They forgot the Nothing. Yeah, I know who you meant, Glitch. Dark Voyager is peak. You know? I think he might be Fortnite's best antagonist we've ever gotten. He's been consistently good. Consistently. I'm going to move the Herald below Sloane, just because I like Sloane as a character more. And I'm going to put the Cube Queen above the Cubes, just because I think... I mean, she's the ruler of the Cubes, you know? Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then the Ice King from this season. It's been alright. Nothing too special. I'll probably put him below the Society. He's fine. But the Dark Voyager is the standout of Chapter 7. And I love him as an antagonist. The Storm King from the Halloween event was a villain. He was. You know, I will add him. I'll add the Storm... Oops. Yeah, I'll add the Storm King and the Nothing to this. The Storm King isn't really that much of a villain in Fortnite, like, Battle Royale story. He is the main villain... Not the main villain. Technically the main villain. He's a villain in Save the World. So I'll include him for that. And then the Nothing is, like, the overarching antagonist of... Like, I guess, Chapter 3, Season 4? Like, alongside the Chrome. So let me add those guys real quick. Brother, what do you mean, no? There we go. Storm King is alright. I'll probably put him above Megalodon. And then the Nothing. I like the idea of the Nothing. Like, how he was there before existence, and how he's probably, like, leading the last reality, maybe, I don't know. I'll put him below the Society, just because, again, I think the Society is more fleshed out. Storm King does have aura. You are correct. If they fumble Dark Voyager in the event, I'm going to crash out. Me and you both, Glitch. Me and you both. Trust me. The Bark Voyager, he's going to win. Bark Voyager is going to betray Dark Voyager. It's going to be peak. Okay. How long have we been going for? An hour? See, okay, I'm trying to think of, like, which tier lists we can do today and which ones we can save for later in the week. There's obviously still battle passes. There's battle passes. POIs, I think, would be a good one, but would take a long time. Let me see how many... Chat, let me show you how many POIs would be in a locations tier list. 600 plus. We might not even do this. Oh my god, it has landmarks too. There are so many of these. Oh my god, they have Blitz too? Oh my god. Yeah, we're not doing that. Never mind. POIs is the one tier list I refuse to do. This is way too much. I changed my mind, chat. I changed my mind. Oh, what other Fortnite tier lists do they have? I'm not doing skins. 2,600 plus is insane. Battle passes, yeah, that's like the only one left we have that I can think of. The rest are all kind of mid. Weapons, there's too many weapons. And the rest are all too, like no one wants to see an all umbrellas tier list. Alright, chat. I have a new idea. I know I said later in the week we would do another Fortnite stream. I lied. I think I might just complete the Fortnite tier lists today. So we're going to do battle passes next. And then the stream later in the week, we can begin experimenting with that FNAF podcast style stream idea we had last stream. I think that sounds like a better plan. Because really, the only tier list I would want to do, other than battle passes, is POIs. But that has 600 plus, I'm not doing that. Same with, like, maps. I feel like that'd be too similar. So we'll just do battle passes today, and then this will be our only Fortnite stream. So I'll change, like, the title and thumbnail, like, after the stream ends. So we'll finish battle passes, and then that'll probably be it. Unless we find another generational pull. Let me get the battle passes tier list. This was a fun stream, though. I had fun with this. Alright. Boop. Boop. Alright, let me do S-A... B. They misspelled okay in that tier. Thought the Storm King returned. I don't think he did. No. Technically, he was in the Ariana Grande event, but not, like, officially. Alright. I'm not counting this. Renegade Raider and Aerial Assault Trooper are not Battle Pass. They're not Battle Pass. I'm not counting those. Season 2's Battle Pass was the first. Let me make sure I'm not in full screen. It was the first, so, you know, obviously it wouldn't be S tier. It was still good. Chapter 1, Season 3. The original Dark Voyager. John Wick. It was fine. I'll put it A tier, I think. And I'll move Season 2 to B tier. Season 4... I'd probably put above just because I love, like, the heroes. I love Carbide, Omega, Valor, Zoe. My brother used to think she was hot. He was kind of cooking there. Yeah, pretty good. Season 5 was a bit of a step down from Season 4. Drift was good. Ragnarok was good. Sunstrider is hot. Everyone else is mid. Season 6, B tier, probably below Season 2. Just because, Calamity was cool, Dire was cool. That's really it. Season 7, the Ice King hard carries this battle pass. I'm not really a fan of Lynx. Still, it did have good winter vibes, so I'll put it there. This one, Season 3 is iconic. Season 8, I'm going to put in C tier. Really, Blackheart and Peely are the only standouts. Season 7 did have the Prisoner, now that I think about it, so I am happy with putting it there. In fact, I won't put it above Seasons 4 and 5. There's only, a few battle passes, I think, that are S tier. Yeah. Season 9, I'm going to put, again, C tier. I think the only skins I liked from this were Bunker Jonesy and Singularity. That's really it. Most of the skins in Season 8's Battle Pass I thought were fine. Season 9 had a few that I legitimately just didn't like. I don't like Vendetta. I don't like Rocks. Yeah. Season X is S tier. Beautiful Battle Pass. Chapter 2, Season 1. I like 8 Ball versus Scratch. I like Ripley. That's kind of it. Yeah, I gotta put it C tier. Chapter 2, Season 2, obviously S tier. Midas, Brutus, Meowscles, Tiantina, Sky, Agent Peely. I think the only miss in this battle pass is Maya. I think that was her name. No one likes cosmetics you can only change once. And I made mine look like my ex-girlfriend, so that's why I don't really like that skin. And moving on. Chapter 2, Season 3, I'd probably put below Chapter 1, Season 4. I like Jules, I like Fade, I like Aquaman, I like Kit. Yeah, good battle pass. The Marvel one, again, that's another S tier for me. I like all these characters. I'm a big fan of Marvel, so getting Iron Man, Wolverine, Thor. Oh, who is the secret skin? Who is the secret skin in this battle pass? Did it even have one? It might have been Wolverine. Hang on. It was Wolverine. Chapter 2, Season 5 was mid. Mando was really cool. The rest were alright. Glitch, I acknowledge your comment. I refuse to provide any more context. Chapter 2, Season 6 is good. I like Agent Jones a lot. He hard carries that pass. Everyone else is fine. Same with Season 7, I would say. Chapter 2, Season 7. Rick, Superman, and Dr. Sloan carry this battle pass for me. And they carry it pretty well. Pretty well. Chapter 2, Season 8. This is another C tier. At least... Do I like Singularity more than I like the Cube Queen? Yes. So I think I have to put it below Season 9, which feels wrong, but... You guys are bullying me in my comments. You guys are bullying me in my chat. Yeah, I don't know. This... yeah, I'll keep it there. Chapter 3, Season 1. My woke opinion. Foundation and Spider-Man hard carry. Everyone else is kind of mid. Kind of mid. Chapter 3, Season 2. I like the Order and the the Imagined and the Order. The Imagined and the Origin. Doctor Strange is cool. Prowler is cool. Gunner is cool. It's mid A tier, I would say. Glitch. Glitch. Okay, buddy. Not my wife, my ex-girlfriend. I don't have a wife. I've never had a wife. Boots up Fortnite. Dude, I haven't looked at that skin in a long-ass time. Chapter 3, Season 3. Pretty mid. I'm going to move 8 there and move this down. I think that's better. Chapter 3, Season 4. Hard carried by Gwen Stacy in the Paradigm. And the Herald. I'll put it 8 here. I'm going to move Season 5 down, too. Chapter 4, Season 1 is carried by Doom Guy and the Ageless. Other than that, it's just, like, generic people. So I think I have to put it, like, top of C tier. Chapter 4, Season 2. Glitch, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. Like, this one's going into C tier. In fact, I gotta utilize D tier. I'm sorry. The only cool one is Eren Yeager. Everyone else, forgettable. Thunder is the coolest. At least, you know, Chapter 2, Season 8 has, you know, the Cube Queen. This one doesn't really have any of those good skins for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Glitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, Wilds? I don't know. I don't know if I'd say better than half the ones up there. The hell? I think someone just got shot outside my house. Wilds, carried by Optimus Prime. Bottom of C tier, honestly. Last Resort. Again, C tier. You know, even if the skins have lore relevance, I don't really think that's gonna get them that far. Fortnite OG. Dude, I'm gonna... Here, I'll move it down to bottom of C tier. You happy, Glitch? Like, I'm not kidding when I say there's not a single skin in Mega that I really like. Wilds at least has Optimus Prime. For the removal of his channel. Team Fortress 2 outside of his house. It's a good question. I don't know what that was. Fortnite OG, I'll put S tier. Obviously. I do think Season X had better remixes, though. And it had more, so. Chapter 5, Season 1 is definitely carried by Peter Griffin, Jones, and Hope. So I'll put that, like, B tier. Pretty mid Battle Pass. Maybe top of B tier, actually. Myths and Mortals. I like how it was all made of gods. And then there's just that one Avatar chick. Good Battle Pass in a pretty bad season, I would say. Wrecked. Magneto was cool. Megalodon was cool. This is a pretty solid Battle Pass, I would say. Absolute Doom. The Battle Pass definitely wasn't as good as the original Marvel season. They used up all their cool characters. So, for that reason, B tier. Chapter 2 Remix was alright. Hunters. Sorry, Oni Hunters. I didn't love the Battle Pass. I'll be honest. The characters themselves were cool. I just... What the hell is that? I don't think that... I don't know. They didn't really hit that much for me. A lot of these Battle Passes are just mid. Lawless. I think Midas and the Pickle are the only really good skins in that. Mortal Kombat guy was good too. Holy LARP. Yeah, C tier. Galactic Battle. Grievous and Poe Dameron were cool. Palpatine was cool. Everyone else was kind of mid. But still, I'm a Star Wars guy. I gotta put it high up for that. Dude, I have no idea what's going on out there. Super? Super, in my opinion, is hard carried by Superman. And I feel like I should be more strict on this. If a Battle Pass only has one skin that I think carries it, I can't put it higher than C tier. I'm sorry. Like, I said the same for Chapter 2, Season 5, but I think those skins are mid, but Mando carries that. Shock and Awesome is another D tier, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan of Power Rangers, and everyone else I think was very forgettable. Simpsons, S tier. I think the worst one was Springfield or Peely. The fish stick skin was pretty meh. Still, getting Homer, Ned, Marge, Bart, those guys were cool. So I'm actually going to put it, like, above OG. And now that I think about it, I might move Chapter 2, Season 2 down. Because I'm remembering they had those locked styles, Ghost and Shadow. That definitely hurts it. That definitely hurts it. Not by a lot. What ages are the characters in Super meant to be? I would say they're like college ages. Because, you know, Supernova Academy is meant to be like more of a college area. I would say they're like 20, early 20s maybe. Like, I think Supernova Academy is pretty clearly meant to be more of like a college than a high school. Because each superhero has their own, like, room. Chapter 7, Season 1. Again, this is one that's hard carried by Dark Voyager and Marty McFly for me. But I do like the vibes of it. I'm going to put that one there. And and then Showdown. Showdown's a very solid one. I like the Foundation. I like the Order. I like Ice King. I kind of wish I wish Mercy was in the Battle Pass like she was supposed to be. Jules is fine. We're normal over here. Okay, buddy. Okay. Alright, Glitch. Imagine you're going to your university, and you took some gap years, right? You took some gap years in between you finishing your high school and your uni, and you go into your college, and you live there, and you're 20. I'm sorry, Glitch. Showdown's a good one. I would put it there. No, I would put it there. No, I'd put it there. I have to enforce my rules here. Yeah. I'm definitely happy with S tier. S and D tiers, I'm very happy with. C tier, I'm okay with. B tier, alright. A tier, I would move stuff around. But, you know, I feel like it's a little difficult just because the battle passes have so much in them. We have dorms. I just live at home because I can get to the bus to and from easy. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm going to start reading all your comments now in a British accent. UK equivalent of high school is secondary, I believe. Bullet for grass and no healthcare. You got me on the no healthcare one. Split college into college and uni. Unicorn. Yeah, I'm happy with this tier list. Click here to continue. Okay. Yeah. Alright, well. Hour and 20 minutes we've been going. I'd say that's pretty good. I would say we did a good job today, chat. We got through, what, 4 tier lists? Seasons, battle passes, villains, and events. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. We banged out, like, all the normal tier lists. I'm not doing POIs and landmarks because there's, again, 600 of those. But yeah, really good. I'm proud of you, chat. Except the part when you bullied me for my ex. That wasn't nice. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, hopefully later in the week, I'll start... Ooh, I guess this is a good question I should ask before we go. For the FNAF podcast stream, what do you think should be the first topic? Because we do have a lot to talk about. There's Midnight Motorist, there's, I guess, the books, there's the identity of the vengeful spirit. That's all I can really think about. Again, I won't lie to you guys, I'm still a little hesitant on this idea. Purely because, A, I don't know how the formatting of it would work. Like, is it just going to be on this, like, full screen the entire time and I'm just talking? I don't know what kind of graphics we could use. I really just don't know how it's going to go. Whereas with, like, you know, a podcast, you have a set image you use. A video, you can have different graphics and stuff. A live stream, it's a lot more difficult to add those kinds of things. I know you can have, like, overlays and stuff, but, like, I don't know. That's too complicated for me. Plus, I don't know how well it would do. Like, I feel like if I were to just do, like, a video on Midnight Motorist, it would do better. But, you know, I also don't want to stop doing live streams, but I also don't have any ideas for live streams, if that makes sense. This is what's difficult. This is difficult. My duality. Chat, I need ideas. Chat, you got me. You know, I will say this. I was in the shower this morning, showering, as one does. You know, sometimes when I'm in the shower, I like to, like, think through future YouTube videos I could do, mainly, like, FNAF theories. I was playing around with a theory about, like, a video where I go through all, like, the... where I go through all of, like, the Afton houses, and I explain, like, okay, this is why I think there are 2 Afton houses, one before the bite, one after. But then I kind of realized something that kind of shakes my opinion on my stance on it. And it has to do with the Secret of the Mimic FNAF 4 bedroom. I'll show you guys just because, why not? David bedroom. Yeah, so in Secret of the Mimic, you have David's bedroom, right? Maybe you guys can convince me, like, and save me from this. It's not letting me zoom in, but you see these, like, little pixels right here? That's supposed to be the robot, right? No, the toy. Wait. No, I got this wrong. Hang on. Chat, hang on. I'm having an epiphany. Okay. The reason I was hesitant to go forward with this video was because Secret of the Mimic implies that Crying Child did at some point live in the house that we see in Midnight Motorist, because it's the same as Edwin's house. Because they have the same toys, and the purple phone is a collectible in Secret of the Mimic. In the logbook, Cassidy asks the bite victim, "Was your favorite childhood toy a plastic purple telephone?" that would imply that the toys we see in FNAF 4's bedroom did belong to the crying child. We see those toys in David's bedroom in Secret of the Mimic. Those were originally his toys. Would that not imply that Bite Victim did live in the Midnight Motorist house? If that's the case, that kind of destroys my theory that the Aftons move into that house after the bite. If that's the case, that would imply that the house we see in FNAF 4's minigames, Midnight Motorist, Curse of Dreadbear, Secret of the Mimic, Sister Location's Custom Night cutscenes, that would imply that those are all the same house. I didn't believe that before. I thought it was the FNAF 4 minigames were their own house, because they're very clearly in a neighborhood. There's tons of children there, the roads are actual roads, and it's right next to Fredbear's. The Midnight Motorist house is in the literal middle of nowhere. There are no other houses. Fredbear's is God knows where. I thought that's how it went. But if Secret of the Mimic implies that Bite Victim lived in that house, he played with David's toys. Because again, those toys show up in the FNAF 4 bedroom, which is a recreation of Bite Victim's life by William Afton to study fear in subjects like Bite Victim. So would that not imply that Bite Victim lived there? And would that not imply that it's all the same house? I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Junior's is near. True. But at that point, if we're saying that the FNAF 4 minigame house is the Midnight Motorist house, I think that would mean Junior's has to be Fredbear's. But at this point in the timeline, that can't be possible, right? Because Bite Victim isn't dead yet. Under this interpretation, he would have to be the runaway. Takes toys as keepsakes and gives them to his offspring. That's true. That's true. That's true. But like the visual similarities of the rooms, I mean, I guess they're not that similar. No, you could be. Glitch, I think you saved me. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't love the visual similarities because, like, the dresser's in the same spot, the closet's in the same spot. They're not. Okay. Yeah. Glitch, you saved me. Oh my god. Thank you, Glitch. Oh my god. You saved me. Oh my god. Yeah. No, because that was really annoying me. But yeah, it could just be as simple as William gave him David's toys. That could literally just be it. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Oh my god, you saved me, Glitch. You saved me. Thank you. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, no. That works completely. Yeah. Oh my god, Glitch, you did it! Bernie Bear is back on the menu. No, I do think the reference. I don't know. Frick Bears. I do think they did put like a little more thought into it. I do think it's meant to be important. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, so, okay. Well, now that Glitch has solved my epiphany, thank you, that is going to be my next video. In fact, I did kind of start working on the script a little. Just, like, recapping, like, all the times we see that house. I don't know. Do I want to show it to you guys? I mean, it's not really that much right now. It's literally just, you know, Midnight Motorist, we see this house in the woods. This house appears in 5 Laps at Freddy's. Yeah, let me see if I want to share it with you guys. Oh, Glitch, I'm actually so glad you solved that for me, because that really did annoy me. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Alright, where do I have this saved, chat? Chat, where do I have this saved? Yeah, I mean, it's just... I'm not going to show the script just because it's... Chris victim. You know what I wish? I would... I'm not going to say that, actually. Glitch, it... You're British. Is Chris, like, a popular name? Like, Christopher? Is that a popular name with, like, British people? It sounds like it could be. But, like, Elizabeth, William, Michael. Those are very, like, British names for me. Chris could fit. I'm not saying that's his name. I think his name's Garrett, but, you know. Yeah, and I do need to touch up this script. Like, I don't know why. I have this problem with my YouTube video scripts where sometimes I feel like I explain stuff too much. Other times I feel like I don't go into them at all. Like, I'm trying to find a balance of that. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to find a balance of that. That's something I really struggle with when writing YouTube video scripts is like, where do I explain this enough, but not explain it to the point where, you know, someone could find it boring. Like, I know you have to explain stuff well enough for, like, someone who's a newcomer to watch your videos, but at the same time, if you're, like, a diehard FNAF fan, you don't want to sit through a 20-minute recap of Secret of the Mimic, you know? Interesting. Not a big increase of Chris activity. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to work on this video. This is probably going to be my next big video. Don't know when it's going to come out, but I'll be working on it. I'll try to work on the script some more. Oh, dude, it actually really annoys me that Fortnite's releasing this much about the new season this early. Like, that's so... Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Well, do you guys have any more ideas? What is this? Yeah. Script writing? We could. Okay, hang on. Yeah, we can do a bit of that. One sec. Let me make it look decent, I guess. Oh, God. Yeah. I was writing this in a note on my Notes app, which is why I didn't want to share it. But, actually, let me... Okay. Yeah. So, a bit of a, detour from the Fortnite stuff. I don't love having this in the same stream, but it's fine. Who cares? Yeah, I forgot. I started with ISO speed. Let me just, do that. We'll get rid of this. And that's why there's a bunch of, like, gaps and stuff. Okay, now it looks bad. ISO speed. I know that's a very weird way to open a FNAF video, but stick with me. One night, I was watching Speed play FNAF 4, and specifically when he faced off against Nightmare. He died and got sent back to the title screen. As he was in shock of Nightmare's color, I looked at the background, at the FNAF 4 title screen, and had a thought. If FNAF 4's gameplay is meant to be a nightmare had by Michael Afton, and the Nightmare animatronics seem to be at what looks like the Midnight Motorist house, wouldn't that imply that Michael is living there during the events of the nightmares? And by extension, around the time of FNAF 1? This line of thinking brought me down a rabbit hole, which eventually led me to switch from Charlie first to BV first. It's true. I wrote this before Ticket to Fun came out, I think. Which is where I stand today. This was only backed up by Ticket to Fun releasing and confirming Charlie died at Freddy's and not Fredbear's. But this video isn't about who died first, but rather... Hang on. This video isn't about who died first. Rather, the thing that led me down this rabbit hole to begin with. I mean the FNAF 4 title screen, and the mystery of the Afton family house. Our first introduction to the Afton household was the FNAF 4 title screen, where we see a lone house surrounded by trees and bushes. There's also a bigger tree. Remember this for later. During FNAF 4's minigames, we play as the bite victim Afton, and we can explore our house, where we find our room, our sister's room, a grandfather clock, and a TV on a table. Outside the house is where things get more interesting, though. We see that the house has lush grass and flowers, and is surrounded by fences. There's also a sidewalk leading directly to Fredbear's family diner, as well as a proper road with a parked car and a playground just outside the Afton house. FNAF 4's night segments show us an entirely different bedroom, one with 2 doors and a closet. This bedroom is very different from the one we see in the minigames, meaning they're obviously not the same room. I should probably describe Bite Victim's room. Yeah. Let me describe Bite Victim's room. Inside the room, gotta specify. Inside the room, there's a bunch of text that says, if you're looking for an image, it was probably deleted. Inside the room. I mean, obviously this isn't literally all that's in his room. But, you know. No, actually, I'm gonna keep this, because I do describe the FNAF 4 Nightmare bedroom, which I think that's enough. I think that's enough, because it does say one with 2 doors and a closet. A stark difference to the one door. A stark difference to the bedroom with only one door. We see only one door and a dresser we see in, oh my god, I cannot spell, in the minigames. This bedroom is very different from the one we see in the minigames, meaning they're obviously not the same room. Outside the bedroom are windows, a grandfather clock at the end of the hall, and ugly yellow lamps. Comes sister location, and the end of night cutscenes show us Michael Afton in a living room with a TV on a different stand from the FNAF 4 minigames. Green wallpaper with the same railing design as the FNAF 4 night segment bedrooms and hallways, and the same yellow lamp from the night 4 segments. FNAF 4 night segments. Sister location also shows us the map of the FNAF 4 night segments, and thanks to Didophobia, we know that this bedroom and the house are actually underground experiment rooms designed to monitor fear in children. But wait, the FNAF 4 night segments are dreams, or nightmares, so how is that possible? Sister Location's custom night cutscenes show Ennard inside of Michael Afton leaving what seems to be a house in a lively neighborhood. This could possibly be the same neighborhood as we saw in the FNAF 4 minigames. This detail right here, I don't know why I went full screen. The Sister Location custom night cutscenes trick me up. They trip me up because it does look like Michael Afton is leaving his house. Well, Michael Afton, Ennard, is leaving Michael Afton's house. And it's in a neighborhood. Like the FNAF 4 minigames. Not the Midnight Motorist house. It could be that... what's it called? Michael could just move out of the Midnight Motorist house. I mean, that could just be it. Yeah, like after the events of FNAF 4's Nightmares, he moves out of the Midnight Motorist house, then moves it back into the neighborhood. Although, if he's living in the neighborhood during Sister Location, I don't know how... like, it works better if the reason Ennard's able to follow Michael home in the private room ending, in the fake ending, is if Sister Location is literally just beneath his house in the woods. So the Sister Location cutscenes really trip me up. It could... no, I don't want to use that excuse. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say it could just be figurative, but I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a cop-out. By your logic, Bite Victim would have been in the experiment chamber since this is where the toys wind up. Well, the way I see that, I can see that working if it's just like, Bite Victim has the toys, then once he dies, William puts his stuff in the FNAF 4 experiment rooms, like his plushies. I know Foxy has a head, which doesn't really line up, but yeah, I think you could just move the toys down there. I don't think that's that big of a problem, unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah. Anyway. I think in the script, I'm going to leave this paragraph alone, because right now I'm just describing the houses. I'm not explaining the differences, so I'll leave it there for now. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator includes the infamous Midnight Motorist minigame, where we play as William Afton returning home after the murder of Charlotte Enemy outside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The house William returns to is in the middle of the woods, has 2 stories. Stories? I don't know why I got an accent. Foxy got headshotted. And when flipped, looks very similar to the house we saw on the FNAF 4 title screen. The couch person also watches a TV that's on a very similar looking stand to the sister location living room. Whoops. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted's Curse of Dreadbear DLC is centered all around FNAF 4, and the hub is no exception. On a hill, beyond the main area is a house. The exact same one from the FNAF 4 title screen. And there's even a rare chance you can get the same lighting as the FNAF 4 title screen. But now the house is very clearly on a hill. There's also a lake near the house. Surely this won't be important later. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Yes it will. Lake theory. Woo! Curse of Dreadbear's Trick or Treat level features us at a spooky mansion, putting on masks to avoid getting jump scared from the animatronics. To avoid getting jump scared by the animatronics. The mansion... That's not a mansion. Oh, it is a mansion. It's a spooky mansion. Dumbass. The mansion itself is in the middle of nowhere, seemingly in a forest, judging by the dead trees behind us. The inside of the mansion doesn't have anything too special, other than a chair directly in front of a TV, which could relate to Sister Location and or Midnight Motorist, but like, where else would you put a chair? On the roof? In 5 Laps at Freddy's demo, I wonder if I should mention the hallway crawl level. Yes, I'll leave a spot for that. Curse of another level in the spooky mansion. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like category. It might be category. Another level in the spooky mansion. Dude, oh my god, I'm forgetting. What's a synonym for category? What's a synonym for category? Oh my god, there's a word Another level in the spooky mansion. Dude, holy crap. There's a word for category. It's not set. It's not... I guess list is the closest I'm looking for. Another level in the spooky mansion list is the hallway. Is it hallway crawl or just hallway? Oh my god, take me to Google. I hate Yahoo. It's messing me up. Yeah, is it just hallway or... It is. It's the hallway level where the player must crawl through a hallway. Who would have figured? Player must crawl through a hallway with the same wallpaper as FNAF 4 Nightmare bedroom, like not bedroom, Nightmare house, to reach the FNAF 4 Nightmare bedroom. And then I'll tie that in to the experiments later in the script. But I don't think I'm going to do that in this stream. I think right now I'm just going to touch up what I have already. Finally, in the most recent release, Secret of the Mimic, we're introduced to Edwin Murray's house. It's a mansion on a hill in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees, and has a lake nearby in the same position as the Curse of Dreadbear lobby. Oh yeah, and remember that tree I told you to remember for later? Well, insert image of... Actually, I don't even know if I can find a good image of it. Okay, you can't really see it without going out of bounds. This tree right here, it's not an exact match for the FNAF 4 title screen, but that tree right there looks pretty similar to this tree. You know, the rest of the trees are all just, what's it called? Like, triangular. This one's more like circular. They're different. They're different trees. Ooh, this might... Huh. I did not... Chat, hang on. Let me read this. This might... You'll find this tree right next to Edwin's house on the left. Yes, it's unique. Yes. Exactly the same in FNAF 4. Yes. Yes. Yeah, yes. So is this just... Well, you know, that is a good image of it, so I will be using that. Thank you. I don't know. I don't think they're a coincidence. They're in, like, pretty much the exact same spot. And I was going to say something, but I completely forgot what it was. Oh, well. Oh, well. Yeah. Granted, it's not exact, but the type of tree and location are the same. Are they the same type of tree? Shape. But the shape of tree. But the shape of the tree and location are the same, and both are very different from all the other trees in the area. This would imply that after the events of Secret of the Mimic and before the events of Midnight Motorist, William Afton's house is created on the same spot as Edwin Murray's mansion. This is backed up by the email from Afton, where he says that although Fazbear Entertainment technically owns the land, they would never touch the house Edwin's parents built, which is clearly meant to... Oh, what's the... There's a writing term for this. It's not... I don't think it's Chekhov's gun, but that's... Not red herring. Not red herring. It's the opposite of red herring. Is it literally just a red herring? Not red herring. What's the exact definition of Chekhov's gun? Yeah. Like, it's obviously... That email is obviously Chekhov's gun. Like, it gets fired whenever he moves it. I'll just say Chekhov's gun. Check. I know it should be capitalized. Shut up, Google Docs. Jesus. Which is clearly meant to be Chekhov's gun. Oh, I misspelled Chekhov. That's why. Sorry, Chekhov. It's clearly meant to be Chekhov's gun. As we've established. Oh, it's... Isn't it like dramatic irony? Yeah. Dramatic irony is better. Just clearly meant to be dramatic irony. William will indeed touch the land Edwin's house is located on and move into his house. And those are all the important... I'm going to get rid of that and. Those are all the important houses we're shown in the series. Let's take a step back and look at all the houses we have. The FNAF 4 title screen, Midnight Motorist, Curse of Dreadbear, and 5 Laps at Freddy's houses are the same. They're in the middle of the woods and have the same general shape. Before it belonged to the Aftons, it belonged to Edwin Murray, as evident by the same lake and similar looking tree. There's... Yeah, I won't mention like the bedroom and the wallpaper. I think no one disagrees that they're different houses. There's also the FNAF 4 Minigames house, which seems to be in a neighborhood, the houses we see in Sister Location, and the observation bedroom in Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental that shows up again in Michael's Nightmares and FNAF 4's gameplay. I am of the belief that the house in the woods... Well, I mean, I'm trying to think about how I want to format this. Are all the same. They're all in the middle of the woods and have the same general shape. The rest of the houses, I believe... The rest of the houses don't... How do I want to format this, chat? No, don't get rid of all. I'm just thinking about how I want to do this. Right, I say that they're all the same. Then I go into, okay, it used to be Edwin's. Let's take a step back. I'll come back to that. Touch up formatting. I know some people believe that the house we see in the woods and the house we see in... Okay, that's just... Yeah. Well, you know, we did good. Just touching it up a little. I'll come back to this and work on it more. Probably later today. Yeah. Well, chat, this was a pretty good stream. This was a pretty good stream. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know it was different than our usual FNAF streams. Those should be... Oh god, we didn't even think about an idea for it. I know, chat suggested ideas earlier. Midnight Motorist, the books, When You Should Have Killed, Sister Location, Toon Sahur. Fazbear Frights timeline? God, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Midnight Motorist, I think, could be an easy one. I don't know. We'll see. I'll maybe try to come up with, like, an idea. I'll come up with something. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, I appreciate it. What the thing Edwin saw between the Mimic and the Storyteller was? You want to know what he saw, Glitch? You want to know what he saw? Me too. I don't know. I don't know if I have a good answer for that, honestly. I don't know what's going on outside. I think someone just exploded. You know, this could be a hot take. Also, I've just been fiddling with a shark. I don't know why. This, not a hot take. I don't know if this has been like a theory at all, but do you think it could be like maybe he saw, like maybe in the book universe, like in the universe of Tales, maybe the white tiger, like, you know, how he, the white tiger we see in Secret of the Mimic, like the paranormal one, maybe that exists in the book universe and Edwin encountered it. But yeah, they don't really give that much evidence for what it could be. Other than, white tiger head with the eyes. I don't know. See, I'm struggling to think how I could make like a full hour-ish stream about like the idea of just rambling about a certain topic for an hour. Like, I know that's the whole idea of a podcast, but it's different if it's just live. It's different if it's live, right? Like a podcast, you have like you can fit other topics in there. I don't know. I'll think of something. Oh, that's what you're thinking? Great minds think alike. We'll think of something, I guess. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go with mac and cheese, I think.